You got to have perseverance. People have been commenting on some of my posts and reaching out to me and just saying like, "Wow, that's incredible." I'm on my journey and that's great. And I wish I can get to where you're at and all these different things. And you know what? You will. I believe that you will. And I think like one of the biggest messages I can give is about perseverance. And this is why I like fitness so much because fitness is the area where if you get that right, it transcends to every other aspect of your life because you cannot develop a fit body overnight. You know what I mean? I don't care how much money you have, how many people you know, how much influence you have. You cannot rent muscle. You cannot rent a lean body. I mean, even if you try to use like Ozempic or some one of these things that they got going on in Ozempic or whatever, no disrespect to anyone who uses that, but even if you try to do something like that, that will not give you a six pack. Maybe if you understood science with nutrition, maybe, but it won't give you magically a six pack. It won't make you lean. It takes perseverance. And when people say, "Well, how did you do it?" How did you do it, Mike? What did you do? Look, you already know what I did. You know what I did. You know that there was movement, diet, right? Weights. Everybody knows what you need to do. The problem is not that. The problem is, can you be okay with working hard and not seeing any progress for a month? Can you be okay with putting your all into it and sometimes the scale going up? Can you be okay with thinking that you only need to lose 20 more pounds, but you realize you actually have to lose 70 more pounds? And that's how it is with life, right? Is we have these goals, man. You have these ambitions in your life. You have things that you're like, you know what? I want to do this one day, or I want to have this job, or I want to have this career. I want to start this business. That's good. But the difference between people who are successful in business and not, it's not competence. It's not competence. It's not capital. It's perseverance. Can you be okay in the dark times? Will you continue? Everyone you see who is lean, I'm telling you right now, they had to learn that lesson, particularly people who get lean in their adult years, like after 25, 30 years old. It's all perseverance because you are not getting rewarded the whole time. You're not getting rewarded. And even when everyone else is looking at you saying, wow, you're doing a good job, you're not happy with where you're at. And that's how it is in life. But the goal is you have to keep your eye on where you want to be. And that's how Jesus talks about faith. He's like, you got to live from the end. You have to live from the end. That's what faith is. He says, whatever you pray for, believe that you've received it already. And some of you haven't received it yet until you get it. And so you're discouraged. You haven't imagined that I already have it. It's just a matter of time. You look at it as, I don't have it. I don't have it. And I keep trying and it stops becoming worthwhile for you and you give up. But that's just not how it is, man. That's not how life is. You can't live your life that way. You have to believe that the end is already there. It's already in you. And the book of Isaiah, it talks about Jesus and how when he looked upon the people, I mean, when he was, Isaiah 53, it describes what was going to happen. It foretells his death. It foretells his punishment, his torturous punishment. But at the end of that chapter, it talks about like he looks upon all the people he's going to save, all the souls he's going to make righteous. And I believe that that's why he was able to embrace that cross. He was able to embrace the cross because he knew the cross was the bridge to whatever he had already received in his heart. And it's the same thing with you is your struggle, your hardship, bear hug it, man. Because if you are truly seeing the end, then you realize that on the other side of that hardship is the end that you're looking for. That's faith. That's magnetic faith. Where everyone's like, oh my gosh, you should be down. Like, how this is too big, this is too much. We don't have enough money, or we don't have enough time, or we're not making enough progress, or I thought I'd be in shape this summer, but I'm not even close to where I want to be. And I said I was gonna be healthy by by Christmas, and I still all these different things. You've got to embrace it and say this is part of the journey. But what happens is you say, "No, I must be doing something wrong because if I was doing something right, I'd have it already." And so perseverance. That's really what whenever you see somebody who is truly successful, okay, whenever you see someone who's successful, it's always because of perseverance. It's perseverance. You just give me somebody. I mean, Noah, he persevered. Oh, God found grace in Noah. That's awesome. But do you know it took him a long time to build that boat? How many conversations, how many arguments, how many fights did he have with his family? How many ridicules did he face as he was building a boat and nobody believed him? He had to persevere. How many times do you think he said, "Did I really hear God? Is there really going to be rain?" They've never seen that it rained at that point in the Bible. They never even knew that there was rain at that early point of creation. Perseverance, perseverance. King David, I mean, my goodness, the most beautiful story. He's out in the back when the prophet comes to see his family to name one of them king. He wasn't even selected. And the prophet comes out, Samuel, and says, "You're going to be king." You think that that next day he was brought off to the palace and all types of celebration and he became king? No. Man, this dude struggled, man. He went crazy for a while. It took him a long time to become king from there. 7 years. Perseverance. Perseverance. That is the answer to all of your problems. Perseverance. You have to believe the end and persevere. Believe that you've received it already. Okay. I'm not talking about how to make God like you more or how to get to heaven. No, that's already been done by Jesus' perseverance for you. He died on the cross so that you can have heaven for free forever and that you can be right with God forever. But I'm talking about your quality of life on this earth. I'm talking about having abundant life on this earth that Jesus promised. He promises it, but you have to believe in it and you have to live it. You have to live it. I mean, it's one thing to say you believe, it's another thing to say, "I'm going to trust and really persevere through all the dark times that are coming," because they will come. They will come. Those are just some thoughts for you. God bless you.